Hello everyone, this is Ajay and I lead the India business at MediaAgility. Today in this session we are going to talk about how we can leverage Google Cloud to modernize our application. Let's discuss about the key agenda that we are going to cover within this session. We'll be talking about the key trends and the challenges, the case for Google Cloud, how Google Cloud is different, why we should choose Google Cloud, addressing your top concerns, what are big challenges that we are foreseeing within the world right now and how the global organizations are competing with these challenges. Google Cloud, what all core services it offers to modernize your application and infrastructure. MediaAgility customer success story. We'll talk about few of the cases where we have modernized the application either from a legacy monolithic or we have developed from idea to a productized version of the solution. How we can make our decision to design our migration strategy, approach, and how MediaAgility can help you as a business to build the next gen app. Let's look at the key trends and immovable forces. Need for new business and revenue model. This is the key priority and I am pretty sure you all must be foreseeing this all around. Everyone today is talking about a new business stream. It's not really the old one are not working, but it's more about the competition is working more fast as we expected it to be. Intelligence is the core. There is a great saying, data is the new oil, and that's where we are winning the customer experience while designing these intelligence in the core of application. That's important to have an intelligence system inbuilt with the app. IT, there have been a drastic change in the perception. We are considering this as an innovation hub rather than a cost center anymore. And the most important, it is the cloud which is working as a catalyst for the businesses that is helping them to disrupt and to bring the innovation day in and day out. Digital is the main region. Just over half of the companies of Fortune 500 have disappeared since the year 2000. This is as per the World Economic Forum 2016. And I am pretty sure you all might be noticing it's all disruptions going around. And it's only the one who is quick enough to innovate is surviving and thriving well fast. Growth is number one business priority. Let's take a look what my business wants from me as a CIO of the organization. As per the survey conducted by Forrester, 95% of the CIOs expect their jobs to change as a result of digitalization. And that's why you might be noticing nowadays everyone is talking about head of digital innovation, chief innovation officer rather than chief information officer. This is a big trend that's happening around. 64% of the CIO at top performing organization are very or extremely involved in their enterprise BI analytics. As I mentioned, data is the new oil. That's where all the innovation is centered with how best we can drive the insights from the apps, from the applications that we are running, from the systems that we are running. And that's where businesses are more focused on. 78% of the CIO reports that digital business is making their IT organization better prepared for the change. And that's true. The organizations who are still struggling and who are still not thinking about digitalizations, they may not be able to survive for next 1 year or 2 years. We have seen how the startup ecosystem is growing. It's all about technology because they are coming up with certain innovation. 71% of the IT department believes their organization has lost revenue, and that's a real setback. The organization who are not ready to change or who have not deployed the change, they are struggling. They are fighting for a single penny every day. And $1.3 trillion in IT spending will be directly or indirectly affected by the shift to cloud by 2022. These are number one business priority. Let's look what my customer expect from the business. Customer want to do more and more business online. That's a must. Now everything is going digitized. The way digitization is going across the globe, you need to make sure that your business is up and running 24/7. And this can only happen when you are available online. An amazing app experience. We are not expecting glitch. There are so many apps that we consume, but we keep limited the one that we like the most. That means experience does matter. Quick response to feedback. This is most important. We are a consumer of application and data nowadays, and we quickly share the data. Data may be a feedback. How quickly we can consume that data to re-energize our applications or to redesign our applications to meet the customer expectations. 24/7 support, which means we are not expecting a downtime with our applications. Lower pricing, that's the common fight. Everywhere you see everyone is struggling with discounts offers, and that's how the discounting is coming in picture. Access and speed anywhere, this is most important. Everyone wants to be right then and there. Even if there are delays for few seconds, people move out. The same experience anywhere in the world. If we are a consumer of a service, we expect the service to be available at a global scale. Today we are at this location, tomorrow we might be at a different location. We want to have a similar experience. Let's have a look what competition is doing. The competition where we are directly competing or indirectly competing, enabling online capabilities. That means if you are not focused on doing the online business, there is someone else who is doing this already. Providing a rich app experience, which means they are improving the design and quality of the application day by day, reducing time to insights. They consume the information fast, they change based on what my customer expectations are, and then they reiterate and launch. Supporting around the clock, they are offering better discounts, lowering prices. That means you have to optimize your cost and scaling to the new markets. Same market may not work for the disruption in the technology that you are working on. You need to find your niche, you need to find your new markets, and that's what the competition is doing. If we cannot make a revenue in the same geography even with the change, we need to explore. The ultimate objective is to grow the revenue for a business. Are you also facing these challenges? Monitoring technological advances and building the new stack, that's the common. It is not rarely that we need to modernize our existing application. At times there are new apps that's coming in. There are new systems that your businesses are developing that are opening up a new business stream. The need of acceleration everywhere. Are you also struggling with how quickly I can deploy the required changes? Are you also struggling how quickly I can reiterate and launch? The scarcity of value, talented and relevant skills. This is the most important, and I am sure you all might be noticing this all across. The talent which is required to run the cloud operation is very limited. We cannot thrive well with our existing skills. We need to sharpen this. These are the key challenges that I am sure you all might be noticing and facing this internally within your business. Let's look what if you could more actively leverage scalability to overcome latency. That's the speed that I am talking about, and load related challenges, the traffic, which is the most critical factor for the success of our business. We should be able to serve everyone who is coming to our application and build globally scalable application for your business. What if you could deploy the technology that you need and in a defined and predictable? This is the most important from a cost optimization factor. Are we able to deploy a technology which is cost effective? You could rely on a partner that consider transparency, fast results, and that impact your bottom line to be critical requirement for your success. If you can achieve these three, which means you are able to design an application which is globally scalable, you are able to optimize your cost, and you are working with a partner that can survive you for a long run. That's really the big thing to think about. Let's see how Google Cloud as a partner can help you to achieve these three important factors. Google, as we all know, started with just one application, or I would say one platform, which is google.com, is serving more than billions of users every second. And on a similar line, there are more than 8 applications where we have more than billions of users. What we are talking about? We are talking about the scale that a Google Cloud platform can handle. I'm sure you all can recognize well these logos, starting with the google.com, Android, Google Maps, Google Mail, Google Play Store, YouTube, Chrome, Drive. These are the applications that you are consuming day in and day out. Have you ever faced a challenge that you were not able to access it when you were in India versus when you are in a different location? You had a similar experience. That's what Google as a partner offers to you as a business. The platform on which these applications are running, this is the same platform that we are extending to you as our customer or as our partner. Why Google Cloud? And this is the most important factor, because everyone talks about I can offer a scale. I can definitely offer a quick platform to reiterate and launch, and I can improve the efficiency. Where does the Google differentiate? These are the 4 factors. First is security. This is the primary principle on which all the application and the infrastructure design that we have, Google works on. Open, this is the most important. We don't want you to lock in. We want you to be more open sourced. First, for the fact that you should have a choice to choose the best of the available. Second, we don't want to lock you down in a platform that it is hard to move out. Intelligence, this is the core of every applications, even the 8 application that you use right now with billions of users or billions of hits per second. Intelligence is the core of these applications, and transformative. If we are not bringing a transformation in the system, or we are not bringing drastic change in the applications, Google is not a right platform to choose for. Google is known for the transformation, and we have seen this across. We have seen a disruption with the technology of the mobile platform. You all know how the world has changed since when we launched the Android. This is what we are talking about as transformation. And why and how Google is able to achieve this is because of this backbone. The undersea cable, the whole global network that Google is able to provide for every business that they own or that they onboard, they are able to offer a similar capability to each of such business. So when you deploy an application, you can trust that your application is by default globally scalable and accessible because of the backbone. This is one of the differentiating factor. All the Google data centers, availability zones are well connected through a private fiber, which means any transmission across the globes happens within just a click. The moment you execute a command and that's all done, you get petabyte scale data transmission speed because of these optical fiber and network. That's the most critical, and Google is the only one who owns all these across the globe. And wherever we don't have a reach, we do have edge points. That ensures that data is locally cached and available, and users should not be reaching to my data centers or availability zones. They can be served right from the nearest locations. That gives me the fact that my user experience is same across the globe. What makes Google Cloud different? Best in class security, right from the chip, the titanium chip that we have with all our configurations, all our hardwares that we manufacture, is designed while considering security at utmost priority. So we have 7 to 9 defense layer that talks from the BIOS up to the SaaS access. Everything is taken care with the deep security. We have security experts around the globe that their jobs is to ensure that there is a security inbuilt with any application that you deploy. Hybrid and multi-cloud. This is the best that I like the most about the Google Cloud. We believe in hybrid. We understand that everything cannot be migrated to a cloud on day one, or one cloud may not be better in each and every area. We offer you the flexibility to choose a hybrid environment. Choose the best of the available pieces. Fully managed no ops. This is the most important and critical factors. We don't want you to get engaged with managing the infrastructure. Your business priority is innovation, and we provide you a platform for all the innovation. Enabled AI and ML, as I said, intelligence is the core. That's where you will see, even if you are running a single instance, you have an intelligence running within that single instance of a machine. Best of Google, bringing the culture of innovations. Here are few of the customer, from big to small. We have worked with various. We have worked with the disruptor also, as you can see, the Swiggy in this Smart Shift. We'll talk about these case study in next few slides. But you'll see there are big giants as well as there are startups and there are new players who have disrupted the world and have made the businesses to think about a new business or revenue stream. Addressing your top concern, why it is so hard with an app development. As you can see, app development is not a simple. You might have a developer who can really build a very beautiful app, but what you need is you need to choose the platform. You need to do the configurations for OS setups, containerization, networking, container orchestrations, monitoring, storage, testing, logging. There are a hell lot of activities that are connected together to make an app up and running at a global scale. And it's really challenging because it goes through different heads. You might not have an expert who is very well with, for example, a database. He might not be an expert for a networking. The one who is expert with the networking might not be an expert with the testing. So you need a different set of resources. What Google is offering, let's simplify all these challenges and focus on the core of your application development. And let we manage this. The customer journey, as I rightly mentioned, we are talking about the global scale application deployment and modernization. Our customer may be running across the world. Let's take a look what are the key requirements when we design these applications. First is the scalability, no brainer about it. Optimization, this is the most important factor because cost is really a very sensitive factor. How well I can run and manage this application in the lowest possible cost. Development, we should be agile enough to reiterate, to relaunch the application, and we should be able to quickly adapt to the feedback. Resilience, lowering system vulnerabilities for better performance. Cloud native, this is the most important. We are not designing an application which we are inclined to host in a co-location facilities or a local environment. We are designing that are cloud native so that we can choose the best of the world and high availability, which means we should be available right at 24/7. This is what you expect as a business. What have been designing so far, let's take a look at the typical monolithic architecture. We always have our clients, which may be our desktops, which may be our laptops, which may be our tablets, mobile. There are multiple screens through which we are consuming. We have a load balancing in between application and then app data. There is no problem. These applications were working and they have worked for ages, but it's not working because the time and demand has changed. The customer experience has changed, and the most important is competitor have changed the technology they were using for disruption. Self-contained, standalone and isolated away from other application, all business logic contained in a single unit. This is the most critical factor. If one of the single unit gets failed, my whole application goes down. Today we are not designing application for such features. Tied very tightly to databases. Hard to understand which application components map to the other components. There are so many components within the application, right from monitoring, logging, authentications, different application gateways, and we need to understand how each of them are talking to each other. They are very large to deploy. and typical 3-tiered application fit into this category. Modernization, it consists of traditional app dev in the cloud with legacy behavior, app dev in cloud with modern behavior, and modern app in the cloud with the Google best practices. That's a journey that we are talking about. We need to exercise and we need to prioritize between the ideas that have high impact and feasibility. This is where you can think of which application to move, which application to modernize, and how to make those decisions. So if you will draw a chart with the impact versus ability to execute, you will be able to identify which application is the right candidate to modernize first, where I can get most of the business output. And there can be 3 different approach. There can be lift and shift, which means there are certain applications that can be migrated as such. There would be certain re-platform when we are migrating these applications. They might not be cloud native. We need to make them platform agnostic, or at times we need to rebuild. There may be certain legacy application which cannot be migrated and we have to rebuild all those. The most important factor is don't move garbage, which means it is not necessary to move everything which is lying within our premises or co-location right now. Choose what need to be and which has more impact to our business. Let's look what Google offer in this space. So there are different set of application and services that Google offers, right from the infrastructure, which is all my compute, storage, networking, to all my platform as a service, which are like my app engine or platform like the containerization or GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine. There are different databases that Google Cloud offers, right from the in-memory store to the relational versus non-relational object storage. So I do have different and a very big variety of databases that you can choose depending upon the business use case. Let's look upon where does each of these fits in. If we are designing web and mobile application, we can use cloud storage and cloud SQL, which is MySQL in this managed MySQL service. Resilience to resource interruption with Kubernetes engine, that's a best. If we are designing a mobile gaming application, Cloud BigQuery, Compute Engine, and Cloud SQL can be a best combination. If we are designing a predictive analytics system, then we have App Engine, which is platform as a service, to Cloud SQL and a machine learning engine. And inventory tracking, we may have a Kubernetes, Cloud PubSub, and Cloud SQL. So depending upon what is my business use case, what type of application I would like to modernize, I can select from these. And a quick insight from other customer, Google App Engine offer a versioning system that makes rollback and regression testing very easily. Which is the features that means you can reiterate quickly, ease of use of user-friendly UI, speed and agility, automated provisioning using deployment managers in minutes. That's the best piece. So there are different use cases or there are different businesses benefit that are highlighted here. You can choose what makes sense from business, what's my priority. Let's talk about few case studies. Whirlpool, this is one case where we have modernized the legacy application and we have helped to create a central marketplace. The big challenge that they were facing is they have distributed system and they want to consolidate everything together to stitch or to create a central pool for all my business units. That's what we are designing, and there are millions of users across the globe right now. The Smart Shift, this is one example of idea to a prototype and to a product. We started with a small ideation where how quickly we can convert or how quickly we can design an application which is of a scale something similar to Ola and Uber, and we designed and deployed this application in less than 120 days. Right now this application is capable of managing a global consumer or global traffic. eShop Box, again a complete app dev right from the sketch. They wanted to modernize the logistics and they wanted to channelize all the logistics distribution across India, and they have tie-up with like Flipkart, Amazon and all. They wanted to have this distribution system scalable enough so that tomorrow if they want to have hundreds of thousands of customers across the globe, they should not be re-engineering the platform. And this is most important and most interesting as well with the IoT use case. We have had a telecom vendor to get the data in the real time right from different platforms. And right now 1.25 lakhs mobile tower are streaming IoT sensors data that gets captured in the Google core system, IoT core, and get processed to do analytics. Let's look about how we can accelerate your path. So there are typical 4 stages. Discover. We need to find which is my right candidate to modernize. We need to plan how we can take this, whether we need to do a migration, rebuild or re-engineering, migrate and run. These are the 4 phases through which the application modernizes moves. So you need to discover which is my right candidate. And last but not the least, let's talk about how quickly MediaAgility can help you. So to introduce, MediaAgility is a digital consulting partner, and we have worked with more than 1,000 of businesses across the globe. We are spread across 5 different geographies and serving customer across 9 different countries. We have more than 170 plus Google certified resources, either in the networking, security, data engineering, infrastructure, and we are specialized in application development, marketing analytics, data analytics and location based services. And the core principles are accelerate from idea to prototype. That's where the smart shifts comes in picture. We are focused expertise to produce intelligence driven system. We try to maximize your return. So we work as your consultant and we work as your internal employee, and we are highly responsive because we work with the different time zones. We can help you to adopt a cloud native technology, stay competitive and innovative, increase agility, and the most important is the ROI on investment that you are making. And that's what you can expect while onboarding MediaAgility for your application modernization. We would be training you, we will be helping you to identify the cases, we will design and develop MVP, which is experimenting, set up the foundation and the whole cycle. Let's move from 1 to 10 to hundreds of application modernization. And this is what we offer you to start with the sprint start. This is a highly customized workshop where you can have different areas to be captured to understand which one to choose to modernize, which platform to choose to host and deploy, and how best we can use the technology. If you would like to avail Sprint Start workshop, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be helping you to customize this workshop for you to make sure that you get best of your investment and you make a right choice while selecting a platform of your choice. Thank you.